always, we are here with a topic of great public importance, and we look forward to interacting with you as we proceed in our program. My name is Luanga Mwilu, and I will soon be introducing our guest for today. The topic we have today is the exchange period for the currency exchange period. And I'm very delighted today to introduce our guest, who is the Director of Banking and Currency Department here at the Bank of Zambia, Ms. Angela Nachivula Chileshe. Morning, Mrs. Chileshe, and welcome to the program.
Good morning, Luanga, and indeed, good morning, everyone, for joining us, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much. So, to get us started, maybe you help us with some context. The Bank of Zambia introduced a new currency family and launched it on March 31, 2025. Please remind us again why this exercise was undertaken.
Well, Luanga, let me just lay the legal foundation for the issuance of the national currency. It is provided for in the Constitution and Bank of Zambia Act as follows. Article 213, 2A of the Constitution of Zambia, Amendment Act 2016, says there is establish the Bank of Zambia, which shall be the central bank of the Republic. The functions of the Bank of Zambia are to issue the currency of the Republic. And then under Section 17.1 of the Bank of Zambia Act 2022, the right to issue banknotes, coins, and other forms of currency considered appropriate in the public vests exclusively in the bank, meaning the Bank of Zambia is the sole issuer of the legal tender of Zambia. Yes. So the bank, therefore, legal framework, introduced a new currency family on 31st March 2025. And the main reasons as follows. The first one is to enhance the security of the currency. As you are aware, over time, counterfeiters get sophisticated and they're able to mimic as much as possible the outlook of the currency and therefore defraud the public. So the Bank of Zambia is supposed to ensure that the national currency is secure and therefore it has integrity. And the second one is to improve transaction efficiency. You recall that the 100 kwacha occupied more than 70% of CIC in value terms. So this means that, yes. So what this means is that the public had to carry a lot of cash whenever they were doing their day-to-day transactions. And this is not safe. So with the introduction of the 500 and the 200, what this means is that they now need to use few notes for the same value, and therefore it has become efficient and even safe. And then the other one is redefine the note coin boundary. You recall that the 2 kwacha and 5 kwacha were really, already wearing out, soiling heavily because of the high frequency of circulation. So these now have been reclassified as coins. And you know coins last longer, and they're even, when it comes to handling, they're better. They don't wear out. They last longer in circulation as compared to banknotes. So those are the main 3 reasons. And of course, if you recollect, we last restructured the currency in 2013. So the design really was outdated. So this also gave us an opportunity to really to redesign the currency. And as you are aware, I'm sure you can tell that it's totally a very good design. The banknotes are definitely different from the outlook of the other series. The features, so it actually provided us with an opportunity to even reflect a lot of features that are unique to the country, things like trees, waterfalls, and indeed a lot of other features which we would touch on as we continue with our discussion.
Thank you very much for that comprehensive context and of course the rationale. And I'll just say I really love the design of these banknotes. So in your explanation, you mentioned enhancing security
Mhm.
as one of the reasons. Remind us again how someone can verify that what they have is a genuine banknote. What security features can they look out for?
Mhm.
And in your response, kindly also cover how someone who's visually impaired can also check that
Yes.
their banknote is genuine.
Yes. So for the public, actually, we've got what is referred to as level 1 security features. These ones, you authenticate a banknote when you look at a banknote, for instance, the watermark. If you raise the watermark against light, you're able to see the head of the fish eagle and the electrotype's small head on the side with the numero there. That is embedded in the substrate in a banknote, and therefore it's very difficult to counterfeit. Then you have what we call the few features. These are the features which, when you touch the banknote, you're able to feel them with your fingers. Yes. For instance, this is a feature which is very peculiar and which assists the visually impaired. If you look at our notes on the short ends, they've got what we call tactile marks.
Yes.
And each note has got different tactile marks. So for the visually impaired, they're able to master these features, these the tactile marks, and they're able to tell how how this note is different from the other, and therefore they're able to tell what denomination, how this denomination differs from the other denomination. Yes, and then we also have the sizes are different. Yes, the sizes are different, and this is a very key feature for the visually impaired because the 10 kwacha is the smallest note, and the 500 is the biggest note. Then, in addition, we've got raised ink on the notes, which again the public can use using their hands. They're able to feel. For instance, the numero. When you touch the numero, you can actually feel with your hands that this is raised ink, which is known as intaglio. Yes. So these are some of the features, and I'm sure you're aware, Luanga, that we also introduced an app. You can actually download this app on your smartphone, and you'll be able to interact with these features and master them well, such that even in your day transactions, as you handle these notes, if you're in doubt, you can quickly, yes, and refer to those features and authenticate the banknotes.
Oh, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining us, this is a Bank of Zambia interactive discussion. And our guest this morning is the Director of Banking and Currency here at the Bank of Zambia, Ms. Angela Chileshe. If you have questions, you can type them in the chat, and then we'll get to them later in the discussion. Mrs. Chileshe, at the time of the launch of the new currency family, the bank informed the public that the old banknotes would continue circulating alongside the new heritage series until March 31, 2026, which is just next month now. Tell us a bit about this transition and how you have been handling the old banknotes during this period.
Okay. So, Luanga, you've rightly said that the two series, that is the old banknotes and the new heritage series, have been circulating side by side from March 31st, 2025, when the new series was launched, and this will go up to 31st March. So during this period, it has allowed a smooth, what I would call an orderly withdrawal of the old banknotes, because they're being used in day-to-day transactions. And as they are used, remember the businesses who deposit these notes, old notes, to commercial banks, with commercial banks then will deposit with the Bank of Zambia, and as Bank of Zambia will receive these notes, authenticate them, and of course apply the due process of here at the Bank of Zambia. And then we've also, if you recollect, the Minister of Finance and National Planning, Honorable Tumbeko Msokotwane, issued an SI on 31st March, Bank of Zambia withdraw and exchange of currency regulations 2025. Yes, so these regulations actually stipulate the exchange period, including how the process would be undertaken. You can, members of the public can visit any commercial bank branch countrywide, and that's a branch countrywide, and exchange the old notes for the new currency. So during this period, because of the orderliness in which the withdrawal process is being undertaken, any commerce has not been interrupted. Yes, and this will continue up to 31st March 2026.
Okay, that sounds interesting. As a follow-up, how is this, you've mentioned that business has not been disrupted.
Not at all.
But how has the withdrawal exercise itself been going? How would you rate it against your targets? How much have you withdrawn so far? How much is still pending out there? How is it looking?
Okay, so just to give you some statistics, it has actually been successful, because as at 31st of January 2026, we had withdrawn 15.56 of the 16.6 billion that was in circulation at the launch date. So this is 93.
Please just say the numbers again. I know that people will probably be like, no, I didn't hear that.
Okay. So as 31st January 2026, we had taken out 15.56 billion years. And this is 93.6% of the amount of that was in circulation at the launch date of 31st March 2025. Yes. So we are remaining with the 1.057. This is just 6.4%. And as we are talking, these figures have gone up.
Okay.
So really this shows that it's a success. And as we intensify the campaign, the reminders about the end of the exchange period up to 31st of March 2026, we hope we'll be as close as possible to 100%.
100%.
Yes, yes.
Oh, brilliant. Please clarify for us which banknotes are eligible for exchange, because I've also seen some questions, people asking, also, can we bring the ones from the 90s? Can we come and get the heritage series?
Yes, so it's the what I would call the unrebest, because remember, 2013, it was a new series, the rebest. Yes, yes, the rebest, yes. So the rebest, this is the 100 kwacha, old 100 kwacha, 50 kwacha, 20 kwacha, 10 kwacha, 5 kwacha, and 2 kwacha notes. These are the ones that are eligible. Any notes that were before 2013, those were demonetized a long time ago. And these include the Kaunda notes, if you recall, we had those notes, yes. Yes, as for the coins, yes, the coins are continuing, yes. So this means the 1 kwacha coin, the 15 ingwe, the 10 ingwe, and the 5 ingwe. These will continue, have continued to circulate, and yes, and they continue. We're not withdrawing these coins.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
So I hope that is clear, yes. So not even the Kaunda coins, those were demonetized. And if at all you've got any of these, you're holding any of these, you can keep it as a collector item. Yes.
Okay, yes. Thank you actually for clarifying on the coins, because I know that it's one of the questions that people ask, like, no, what about these ones that still have a K? Is it still valid? Because now these ones don't have a K.
Okay, yes.
So
okay, actually, let me just clarify on that. If you, for the 1 kwacha coin, there are 2 types that are circulating. One has got a K, and one does not have a K. The one which we printed together with these new banknotes, which we minted, does not have a K. So that one, even the one with the K and the one with a K and the one without a K,
all valid.
Yes, all valid. They are still being used in as legal tender.
Okay, thank you very much. So we have some questions from the audience, but we'll get to them later. For now, maybe you can just take us through the procedure for exchanging old banknotes. What is the procedure, and where are the exchange points around the country? I know that you touched on this earlier, but maybe you can just emphasize.
Yes. So if you collect, like I mentioned earlier on, these points are clearly articulated in the regulations that I referred to. So you can walk into any commercial bank branch countrywide. You can visit any non-safe branch countrywide. you'll be able to exchange your old notes for the new series. And this is free of charge. It's at no cost. So if you take what you get back same value.
Same value.
Yes, yes, yes. And this, please, will continue up to 31st of March.
What will
2026.
happen after 31st of March? Will you perhaps extend?
Not at all. Again, I'll refer to the Bank of Zambia withdrawal and exchange of currency regulations 2025. It's very clear there that after 31st of March 2026, that is effective 1st April 2026, the old notes will cease to be legal tender, meaning you cannot use them for your transactions. It means you cannot exchange them for the new series at any of the locations that I referred to. So please ensure that before that day or by that day, you exchange your old notes for the new currency.
Okay. My final question for now, before we take some questions from the audience, is around sensitization. What is the Bank of Zambia doing to ensure that members of the public know the new currency family that will now become the sole currency family, as well as the deadline for the exchange period? Because there are probably people who will say, no, I wasn't aware, I never heard that my money was going to be no longer be legal tender after the 1st of March.
So long, the Bank of Zambia has conducted comprehensive currency sensitization countrywide under 2 phases. The first phase was before the launch date, where we visited the entire country, all 116 districts. And the sole purpose was to, one, introduce the new currency to members of the public. Yes, and to explain the security features, how to identify them. And during this period of time, we also started enlightening the public about the transition period. What would happen during the transition period, the circulation that we've already alluded to, and when it would come to an end. And that after this 31st March 2026, then that will be the end of the exchange period, and also the old banknotes will cease to be legal tender. And therefore, they will not be exchanged anywhere in the locations that we've spoken about. So that was under phase 1. Then after the launch of the new currency, we still, under phase 2, we conducted another countrywide sensitization campaign. Now the public could actually relate with the currency, because this was in circulation. And you recollect that we had first, at launch date, we issued the 500, the 100, the 20, and the 10. Then 1st September 2025, we issued the 100 and the 50 kwacha, yes. But the second phase was undertaken starting October. So meaning the entire family was in circulation, and so members of the public were able to relate, even as we now continued reinforcing the importance of knowing genuine banknotes using the security features. They were able to relate because they had the currency in their hands. Yes, and we continued to remind the public about the transition period, the exchange, the locations, when it would expire, and what would happen after expiration. And of course, we continued to remind the public that should they really have any questions or queries regarding all these issues, they should continue coming back to Bank of Zambia. And besides that, we've also been, and after, as we continue, we are getting close to the close or the end of the exchange period. On 14th January 2026, I think the bank issued a public notice reminding the public again about the end of the exchange period. Yes. So, and even in the days leading, we've intensified the campaign, the education, to ensure that the public are aware that we are now coming to the end of the public. We are doing, we're using the broadcast media, TV, radio, adverts, high frequency adverts on both radio and yes. And we still have the materials in all the 7 main local languages, and even in Braille for the visually impaired, to ensure that the message is clear and everyone knows that indeed this is what is coming, come 31st March 2026. And we also have adverts where we're displaying this message on billboards, and also using other material to ensure that the public really know about the end of the exchange period. We don't want anyone to be caught unaware, so we'll continue sounding this reminder until we come to the end of the period.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, again, we're honored to have as our guest today the Director for Banking and Currency Department here at the Bank of Zambia, Ms. Angela Nachuvula Chileshe. So if you have any questions, hear from the expert herself, you can send them through. So we've received some questions, some from today, and others came in earlier when we first put up the advert, because people were quite, they were anticipating with some sort of excitement. So we already got some questions from Facebook. If you are watching us on our YouTube channel, you can also put your questions in the comment, and we'll get to that. So our first question is from Ali Kaunda, and it is on the app. Ali Kaunda wants to know what this app is called.
It's called the Zambian Banknotes. Zambian Banknotes. Yes, you can download it, and you interact with it. You'll learn about the security features, level 1 security features of the Heritage Series banknotes.
Yes, thank you. I actually have the app and I enjoy it very much.
I do as well. Once in a while, I just go and remind myself as well.
Yes. Then we have another question from Mr. S. Mazuka. Where do I exchange? I have 19,000 odd currency notes. So maybe as you take this one, Mrs. Chileshe, maybe you can also tell us, is there a threshold? Are there limits to how much a person can exchange? I'm just trying to understand if that is what this question is. Like where do I exchange? I have 19,000 kwacha odd currency.
Okay. Okay, so that's from who?
Mr. S. Mazuka.
Yes, so Mr. Mazuka, you can walk into any commercial bank branch, or as a branch countrywide, and exchange the odd notes. And when you walk in there, of course, the amount you mentioned is not insurmountable. But for huge amounts, of course, commercial banks have got their own procedures in terms of money laundering, KYC, yes. So they'll probably ask for more information, but for that amount, I don't think it's, but it would be good even as you go, you carry your ID, and or in case they would want to get more information, but you can walk in any commercial bank branch, or that's a branch countrywide.
Okay.
They'll be able to assist you.
Thank you very much. Then we have a question from Joel Nurenda. I think this is about soiled and mutilated banknotes. The question is, do you exchange if you only have one piece of the banknote?
Of the old banknote?
They haven't even specified. They just say, do you exchange if you only have one piece of the banknote?
Yes,
so I'm assuming it's like
the old
mutilated or soiled or...
For mutilated currency, actually, we have 2 days at the Bank of Zambia premises where we deal with mutilated currencies. This is on Tuesdays and Fridays. So I don't know what you're talking about. If it's a mutilated currency which has got all the features, you can still, like we indicated, walk into any commercial bank or branch, or not a branch, they'll still be able to exchange that note at face value. But if it's really mutilated and you've got doubts, please come to the Bank of Zambia. Yes.
Thank you very much. So we'll maybe before we move to the next question, Mrs. Chileshe, maybe you can also take an opportunity to just remind us how we should keep banknotes
Oh, yes.
to prevent.
Yes, you know, it costs a lot of money to print and mint currency. So we really have to handle it with care. And that's one, actually, I should say this, we've been educating the public on handling. Yes, we have a clean note policy as Bank of Zambia, and that's why we want these notes, as they are circulating, being handled, exchanging hands, at one time they will wear out. That's a natural process. All banknotes eventually wear out. But you can actually exacerbate this wearing out depending on how you handle them. If you, when you handle them with carelessly, you crumple, you don't put them nicely in your purse or anything you're using to hold your banknotes, they wear out. And so they will be removed out of circulation way before their time. And this is and as Bank of Zambia, we have to remove them through commercial banks, the process that I already alluded to. And when we remove them prematurely, it's a cost because we have to replace them. Yes, so please make sure that you handle these banknotes with care. They cost a lot of money to print.
No burning.
No burning or putting in the places where they can easily be accessed by rodents or. Yes, please handling them with the oil. Yes, and other chemicals, they affect them. So they wear out before years. Just like any material thing. Yes, when you don't handle it well, it wear out easily. It applies to banknotes.
Because there's some people also who willfully mutilate.
No, it's actually crime.
They go away from the normal way of checking. They're like, no, I'll put it underwater. If it doesn't do what, then I'll know it's genuine.
No, that's not right. It's actually a crime. And yes, you can be prosecuted if found wanting.
Okay. A question from Mark Fifi. It's a report. There's a store in our neighborhood where the owner threw 2 kwacha banknotes back at me saying they are not accepting old banknotes. Is that legal?
That's not right. These notes are still legal tender until 31st of March 2026. Effective 1st April, they'll cease to be legal tender. So during this process, actually, we're appealing to businesses. If anyone comes and uses this to pay, please just accept that and deposit with the commercial banks. Yes, and the commercial banks are a conduit through which we actually withdraw money or cash, banknotes from circulation. So please help us. It will go a long way. So please, businesses, you're not supposed to do that. Continue accepting until 31st of March.
They're actually quite, that was, I read that one out, but it's also representing a number of other comments that are saying the same. Some are actually even saying that there are certain banks that are not accepting, but we can follow these up.
Yes, we can follow
the details.
Yes.
And then, so then we move to the next. This also is quite a common sentiment. They're saying, what about people in rural areas and people who don't have smartphones? They cannot join, like on a platform like this.
Oh, okay.
How are we reaching them with news about the exchange? How are we making it easier for them to exchange?
Yes. Remember in my earlier remarks, I mentioned that as Bank of Zambia, we're also using community radio stations. Yes, and there are over 60 community radio stations countrywide, which we are using, and these most of them are found in rural areas where the disabled population are found. So this is a means we are using to help them. Remember I mentioned that when we did the 2 major campaigns that we have done, they've been very, very comprehensive, such that we even touched chiefdoms just to sensitize everyone in the country, so no one has been left out. And even the message about the end of the exchange period, it has also touched the rural areas through community radio stations.
Excuse me. We have a question from Patrick Tembo. Excuse me. There are too many fake notes in the country. What is the Bank of Zambia doing to combat the fake notes?
Okay. Patrick, please, the most important thing to do is to learn about the security features of a genuine banknote, Fake notes will come in all forms, but the security features, the genuine security features are standard. So once you learn about them, how to identify, remember I referred to the look, the tilt,
the feel.
Yes, the feel. Once you are able to master how to identify, when you tilt the banknotes, those, there are special inks. For instance, on the map, if you look at these notes, those inks in the numeral, on the even the security threads, the movements,
Yes.
showing the logo and the value of the denomination in there. The watermark, the intaglio, what I talked about, the raised ink, the notes on the side, this a fake or counterfeit will not have these features. It will probably, when you look at it, because it was just photocopied, it will look like it got all these features, but when you really start looking for these features, they will be missing. So please, I wish to to reiterate this, please learn the security features of genuine banknotes and you will not be defrauded of your hard-earned income.
Okay, so I know that there's some people who are not able to join us right now, but they'll probably watch the recording later and then post their questions. We'll still send them to you.
Yes, please.
So that you can
Anytime.
respond, and then we'll
Yes.
get back to them.
Yes, definitely.
So as
We'll be glad to do that.
yes, so as we start winding up, maybe you can just restate the banknotes that are eligible, what will happen to the coins, and how much time people have to just restate the deadline.
Okay. So the banknotes that are eligible, it's the odd 100 kwacha, 50 kwacha, 20 kwacha, 10 kwacha, 5 kwacha, and 2 kwacha banknotes. The coins that were with this family, these banknotes that I've alluded to, that is the K1, 50 ingwe, the 10 ingwe, and the 5 ingwe. These continue to be legal tender. And they continue to circulate side by side with the new series,
Excuse me.
the new series, yes, of banknotes, and the 2 coins, that is the K5 and the K2, which were added to the family, yes, as banknotes. Remember, in this family, they were coins, but now
They
remember,
were
we
banknotes.
redefined the not coin boundary, yes. Yes.
And the deadline?
The deadline is fast approaching, 31st March 2026.
No extension.
No extension. So please ensure that you exchange. If at all you have any banknotes, look through those places in your home where you could have hidden them, and walk into any of the commercial bank branches, NASAB branches countrywide, and exchange them for the new currency.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been privileged to have Director, Banking and Currency here at the Bank of Zambia, Ms. Angela Nachivula Chileshe, who has been talking about the currency exchange period and how March 31st, 2026 is the deadline. Thank you very much for joining us, both on our Bank of Zambia Facebook page as well as our Bank of Zambia YouTube channel. If you watch this as a recording and still have questions, you can send them, write them in the comment section, and we'll send them to Mrs. Chileshe to respond. Thank you, Mrs. Chileshe, for coming, and have a good day.
Thank you, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.